The lesson.
Oh, yeah.
Now, one thing that yesterday I forgot to ask you, we were talking about, like, obviously you've collaborated with a whole bunch of different dudes.
Yeah.
I spoke to the NBS boys about it. Forgot to ask you was Guru, who's originally a Boston dude.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about how you developed a relationship with him.
I met him in like '85, so I knew him for mad years. His DJ lived maybe about 3 or 4 blocks away from my house, and we all used to go up into his DJ's basement or attic because he would keep moving it. He was crazy. Like sometimes all the equipment was in the attic, sometimes all of it was in the basement. So we used to all go over there, man, when Gang Starr first started, and just rapping and listening to beats and doing all of the stuff you would do in the mid 80s, early 80s with hip hop, so it was a dope time. I mean, I was actually with him the day he left to New York to never come back. He sold my boy his radio. Actually, my boy sold him his boombox because his system in his car didn't work and he needed a radio for the drive to New York. So yeah, man, he was a great guy. Great guy. And, I got countless, endless memories of all kinds of stuff, man. So
when he left to New York, was that before they had dropped No More Mr. Nice Guy, or at which point?
Yeah, that was around, I think it was, because they got the record deal and they had put out a 12-inch as Gang Starr. And it was before Manifest, before all of that. Yeah, I can't even. Maybe it was No More Mr. Nice. But was that with Premier?
That one was. I think that was the first one with Premier.
That was the first one. So there was one before that, and that was the time when he left. I don't know which 12-inch that was, but it was with him and his DJ Mike D, and Wild Pitch. I remember when they signed the record deal, and Stu Fine from Wild Pitch came up to Boston. We met him, and they had the 12-inch, and Guru was actually trying to get me signed. He's like, "Oh, this is the next, my boy, blah blah blah," and And then when he moved to New York, everybody knows the story with his DJ from Boston. Premier's MC was an MC from Boston too, but he lived in Texas. It's my boy Jason's cousin. That was Premier's original MC. He went to the Navy. Guru's DJ didn't want to stay in New York and live there. The guy from Boston, Mike D, he didn't want to live there no more. So that's how Gang Starr became Premier and Guru. They both, one had no MC, the other one had no DJ, and they were both signed to Wild Pitch. So they just kind of linked up, and the rest is,
history.
Definite hip hop history. So.
You've obviously got many memories of Guru.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any, any in particular that stand out, whether they're funny moments?
Yeah, I mean, the last time I was really, really hanging with Guru, he had wanted me to sign to Ill Kid Records when he had just started Ill Kid, and that was around 96, 97. I think it was like 96. I kicked it with him for about 2.5 weeks, man. He flew me to New York. We did some recording. Then we flew out to L.A., and we were out in L.A. for about 2 weeks. And I was like it was just me and him, you know what I'm saying, for the whole time, partying, building, just the whole thing. So that was like the last time I really, chilled with him like that, where it wasn't at a show or it wasn't, out and about. So, and it was really good times, man. I got a lot of dope pictures and we met, a lot of crazy, cool people in California for those 2 weeks. Literally everybody. We was chilling with everybody. So that was like a real great time, man. That was like, I'd say the height of my, out of everything we've done in the years we kicked it, those couple of weeks were really, really dope.
Do you remember the moment when you got the news?
Yeah, I do. I actually had booked Gang Starr, Guru, and Solar, where he was with whatever, I had booked them, and I had been dealing with Solar while Guru was sick the whole time, and he wasn't saying anything. I'd sent the contract, sent the deposit, And then he ended up getting sick, and it was like, yo, the show was not going to happen. And then he ended up passing away. So I had booked them like right before he passed. You know, I had already had contracts and everything. And I hadn't talked to him. And I kept talking to Solar like, yo, you know, put him on the phone. Let me holler at him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, oh, he was just like lying the whole time. Oh, he's busy. Obviously, he was sick. And he wasn't even able to get on the phone. You know what I'm saying? So he was just like saying some old other stuff, trying to keep the show going. I don't know what that dude was on, man. It was really weird. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then he actually like called me after Guru passed and was like, yo, I heard you was talking bad about me. And I was like, what? You know, and I went off on him, and then he apologized and like, dude, I don't even know you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you? Nobody knows you like that, man. What are you talking about, man? I don't even, you know, needed to put his name in my mouth. He's doesn't even exist as far as, you know, this hip hop shit goes. So, yeah, that was it. So it was just weird. You know what I'm saying? That last time, and I hadn't got to, you know, say peace, or I hadn't seen Guru since he had been with Solar for that period. No one really seen him. So
Gang Starr's last record was The Owners. That's the one that the last official release that they put out under them. I always wondered why he decided to make the change. I mean, did you ever talk to him?
No, I think they had, you know, a kind of tug of war relationship too, because when they like first started, everything was kind of under Gang Starr Productions, so they both were getting credit for a lot of the stuff that they were doing. And then I you know, Preem, I guess, started doing Works of Art and, you know, doing his own thing. And I think that probably had something, you know, to do. I couldn't really say personally, because I've never talked to, you know, Guru about, or Premier about any, you know, of their personal riffs and beefs and, you know, whatever they were going through. So I really couldn't, you know, I don't know. You would have to ask them.
The lesson.
Oh, yeah.